Hi everyone, and welcome to another quick tip today with the beautiful gilded gold flakes. These are amazing, and I've been having so much fun having a play with these with all different sorts of adhesives, and I'd like to share another one with you today, and this is a great little tip. So for those that don't know me, my name is Teresa Brown, and I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 14 years and here in Australia, and love to share great ideas with all you people out there. I do run classes, so I've got beginners classes coming up, so if you've never ever stamped before, ever, and you need to know the step-by-step on what to buy, how to use the products, please go over to my Facebook page. It's Teresa Brown Stamping, at Teresa Brown Stamping, Facebook at Teresa Brown Stamping, and you can join the group there. Just click going, and then you go into a private group, and it's free. It's normally $22.95, but it is free for everyone during COVID at the moment. I'm keeping my classes free so that you can learn and spend some quality time at home with yourself or even with your children. Okay, let's go down to the workbench and we'll do another tip idea today. Okay, I'll just get nice and clean here. So we're going to be using another a-Bration product. Now a-Bration is fantastic because at the moment during January, February, every time you purchase $90 here in Australia, you can choose a product from our a-Bration brochure. And it really is an amazing offer. Stampin' Up! Have really done beautiful products this year. Beautiful cardstock. This is the Oho, how do you say it? Oso ombré designer series paper. And it's one of the free products for $90 in here, which I just love. I'm also going to be using the Darling Donkey, and that's also a free one. And I'm also going to be using our strip that we did in the last video on our tips of our gilded foil, I should say, on the metallic ribbon. So we're going to be using this too on our card. Okay, so let me start. We're going to be adding a little bit more gold on here, but this time we're going to be using our tear tape. And we're going to be doing a little edge, so we're going to have to be very careful of this. I'm just going to do a little strip around there, and I'm going to use my scissors because I do want a nice straight edge on this side, so we're going to use the scissors. As we go around, we need to take the tape off, so we need to be very mindful of that we're taking the back off the tape. Then we're going to come down. You can cut it first if you think you can manage getting it right. So I'm going to cut this off, and I'm going to place this. Now I haven't placed it right to the edge because I want a bit of the pink gilded pink paper at the end of the designer series paper. So I'm just going to come down like this, and we're going to peel the back off. I should have my little pick tool with me, but at the moment my videos aren't working in my craft room, so I've got to come out into my dining room. Yeah, because the internet's not working properly in there and we've got to get it fixed. Anyhow, as long as I can get my videos done for you guys, I don't mind where I do them. Okay, so we've got our third piece on. And this is our another one of our adhesives that you can find, and it's the tear tape. Under adhesives in our main catalogue, it's called tear tape. And this is really good to use too. Okay, so just going to cut that off. Okay, so we've got the tear tape right around now, and I'm just going to take the back off. Okay, now we're going to go into our little mixture here again. You do have to be a little bit careful, and I don't tip all of mine in. Some of the ladies do, they tip all theirs in to the container. I like to keep it pretty well, just a little bit at a time, but that's your choice. If you want to tip it all in, you can. And here it's sticking to the bottom, so we want to turn it around and we want to pop this on where it's all sticky. So we want this on where it's all sticky. Make sure you get it all the way around. And that's the reason why I don't put all of it in. Oh, we've got a bit of the ribbon from before that must have come off. Okay, I'm just going to bring it all in. Oh, and I've got a bit of paper there. Wow, you do need to be careful what falls into your gold foil. Okay, so just keep on rubbing it around. Okay. Beautiful. Now we're going to get that nice stiff little paintbrush, because it is a little stiff brush. You can use the brush for the dyes, but I don't like getting the gold in that. So I just keep this little paintbrush for this. And years ago, when I had my scrapbook shop, many years ago now, about 20 years ago, we used gold foiling back then, and I loved the gold foiling. I loved sharing ideas with it. So I hope you get something out of this today. And this is a great way of putting a gold border around your cards as well. But okay, well, that's what you've got to be careful of, the wind, because it just pick these little pieces up and pop them back into my container. Okay, pop the lid on that. You do end up with a little bit of gold happening everywhere. So I'm just going to turn my piece of paper over. And I'm just working on a piece of Earl Espresso cardstock here today, because it just makes it easier for you to see. Hopefully you see that gold foiling around that. And we're actually using the Earl Espresso as a base card, and it's 21 centimetres by 14.5, and then your designer series paper is 14 by 10 centimetres. Okay, so we're going to stick that on. Now you can use two different types of glues. You can use your multi-purpose liquid glue, or today I'm going to share with you the Stamp and Seal. And with the Stamp and Seal, always run off a little bit to start off with on your silicone mat, and then just run it down and tick it off, run it down and tick it off, run it down and run it across. So if it doesn't start to work, just come into your silicone mat and use the silicone mat, because the silicone mat will just help pull it along for you. So this is going to be a little bit of a rustic type card. So we're going to bring this in on the card. And when you've got brown on brown, it's very hard to see the little border, but I'm just going to move that so you can sort of see what I've done here. Got a little bit of a border here. Now we're going to actually rip the one that we did before. I'm going to do a little bit of a ripping technique in here because we want it to be roughened up. Okay, we want it to look roughy. So we're going to do a little bit of a technique in here and up on the top here. But that's what we want. We want this sort of effect so the donkey looks like he's sitting on a gold ground. So we're going to pop this in here. You can even bring it up a little bit higher if you wanted to. That's entirely up to you. But we'll wait until we get our donkey stamped out. Okay, so we're going to stamp our donkey out, and we should have a piece of cardstock here and our little donkey, and we're going to use the Memento Black ink. I like using this one for if you want to do a bit of colouring or whatever. I'm using the very vanilla cardstock, okay, and I'm just going to come down and stamp onto our cardstock. I'm going to give him a bit of a colour before I actually cut him out, because I'm actually going to cut him out to stand him up a little bit, because that's what I want to do. And then I'm going to show you another little bit of a technique here. Okay, so we're going to colour him, and we're going to colour him with our water painters today. So I love the water painter. We've got 3 different brushes in our water painters, and these are in our main catalogue. So you've got our wide one, which is really, really good. And I just squeeze that into a bit of a point when I put the lid back onto it. And I keep them in the containers that they come in. Then you've got 2 different sizes here, which is really good. You've got a medium or a bigger one, a large one and a small one. So I'm going to use both. I'm going to come in with the large for the donkey, and we're going to be using our smoky slate. So I'm just going to bring our smoky slate. Now I like to use my little block and just put a little bit of smoky slate ink onto that. These are our new ink pads, and I find that I prefer to use this on it. Now the other thing I wanted to share with you on our ink pads is that it's got the names on the back, and I leave these to classes to put mine on so that I can share with you how to do it. And we're just going to put the smoky slate right across the front of our ink. Now I like that because now when they're in the little containers, you can see that one says smoky slate. Now also in here we have a blank one, and the blank one, sorry, I need to just click on the edge on the back here and then lift up. The blank one goes into the inside here, so when you've got your palettes open, you can sort of see that it's on the inside. So we're just going to pull this one off. I hope you like some of the little tips that you're getting today, and it helps you because it's important to be able to use your products to the full advantage. Come down, okay, stick to my fingers. Okay, so when you've actually got them open on the table, you can sort of see that's the smoky slate. So I like that idea. So we're going to pick up our wider one because we're going to do the donkey, and it's got a little press on here. I've already put water in it, and it's got a little press, so if it's not wet enough, you can actually press the button, and a little bit of the side, you can press the side and a little bit of water will come out. So we're just going to come down and colour our donkey. Now, this is one of our free celebration stamp sets as well. So I really love that because when you place that $90 order, you get, in Australia that is, guys, you get to order this. Every country has different amounts for their currency. Okay, so we're going to just come in underneath his thing. under his chin. Now, I don't make a habit of doing it all smooth because nothing's smooth. You want it a little bit on a rustic looking side. This little donkey, he's been outside. And we're just going to come up around his mouth and up on here. Now I'm also going to use a little bit of the Roco Rose because I just got a little bit in here on the lid, and I'm just going to come up just on his ears and a little bit underneath here. And this just matches the paper so beautifully that it just brings in that little bit of colour. We're also going to use the Roco Rose on our little rose here, but we're going to make it a little bit on the darker side on one side. So we're just going to come up and use that, so we've got that nice pink rose happening there. To clean your brush, you just wipe it backwards and forwards on your grid paper, or sometimes I like to just, if I don't want my grid paper dirty, I just do it on my chamois. I have a clean chamois. I cut my chamois in half and keep them in containers because this side I just use for black, this side I might use for just wiping my pens and that on. So that gives me 4 different sides. You can cut them even smaller if you want to, into more sections. So I'm just going to go with a little bit more grey here, smoky slate, because we just want to finish off his little feet. And if you want it darker, just come over it a couple of times and you get that darker colour. I have lots of classes starting up for February. Also be doing the Great Australian Craft Show, or International Craft Show I should say now. On the 4th of February that starts, and I will be running beginners classes in that, alongside my beginners classes that I have on my Facebook classes. And also, whoops, sorry guys, we got the phone again. I'll just let that ring out, sorry. It's funny, I thought I'd taken everything off, but obviously I forgot the phone over there. Okay. Now, like I said, just clean it, and then we're going to get a bit of green. I've got green here with me. I don't think I brought the green out in the ink, so we're going to use a little bit of the blender to do green on the leaf here and here. And then I'm just going to come in, I just want a very faint grey. So I'm just going to come in really faint and just do around his nose area and under his chin. He's got beautiful teeth showing through there, which is really lovely, our little donk, which is really good. And yep, just highlight it to how you want. I just want a little bit darker on one side of his face than the other with the shadowing. Then we're just going to cut our little donkey out. I like to cut the card off first so it doesn't get in my way. These are quite cute and easy to cut out. You don't have to, yeah, they're not that hard to cut, so you can just cut around them with your paper snips. Now I'm using this Stampin' Up! Paper snips. They are really, really sharp. So the only thing I do say is if you have children around, little children that is, just be mindful that the scissors are very, very, very sharp, these Stampin' Up! Scissors. But I'm quite sure that all age kids love to do crafting, and I know my grandkids do. So they get in there and colour this little donkey in. There's 3 donkeys in our freebie, which is here. I'll just put that there for a minute. I'm not sure. There you go. I'll just go with that. That's really, really gorgeous. And like I said, you get that. You can choose that one. You don't have to. You can choose anything you like. But I just think this is so cute. I've noticed a lot of people have loved it, and it's been one of our favourites, I think. Okay, just cutting around his hair. The only thing I am being a bit mindful of is when you actually use your water painters, or your that it could be a little bit wet, so you just need to just be careful it doesn't rip. And go around his ear, around his head. He's just so cute, this little guy. And I've been so wanting to get and do some videos with him. He's just to share with you. He just really is cute. This is a great class for, or a great card for any type stamper, even a beginner. You could just follow it and rewind it and follow it until you can sort of pick up what's happening if you don't know the names of products and everything. But if you are new to stamping and you would love to join in on the beginners class at the Great International Craft Show in the classroom, I will be sharing how to use products, how to use the paper trimmer, how to cut things up. So it'll be awesome for those very beginner stampers. So I've been requested again to do beginners, so I have. So you can sort of see how cute he is. So he's going to be coming in on here, on our card. Now, do we want more on there, and what do we want on there? And I think he looks just gorgeous as he is. So we might just have a look at the words. He's got hee-haw, so we're going to raise him up. My dimensions are just in front of me here, so I'm going to raise him up. You can get large dimensions and small ones now. I haven't got my small ones in here at the moment. Like I said, I'm working from my dining room at the moment, and I don't put a lot of dimensions on the back of them because you don't need to. Now we need to work out where we want to put this piece, whether we want to add it there or whether we want to add it going across our page there. I think we'll just raise him up a little bit. Just put 3 little dimensions on the back, or 3, they're the larger ones. And I'm just going to put it on a slight angle. And then I'm going to take the backs off the donkey. He is just really is so cute. I've just put a bit on the body and a bit on the head. And I'm going to stand him just in there. He is so cute. Look how cute he is. So we need to actually stamp out the words, and because it's the faded part that I used up the top of the designer series paper, we can actually stamp straight on to I'm just going to quickly wash my block, turn it over to the dark side, and I'm just going to put hee-haw on. And you can sort of see he's going to come up like that. And he's just so gorgeous. And using the gilded foil is just absolutely beautiful. So this is the leafing one, the gilded leafing, I should say. So you could add happy birthday to it. Don't forget to clean your stamps with our chamois. Our chamois are amazing. You just wet them. And yeah, they're just awesome. So let's just quickly recap what we actually used today. I'm just going to pop them over here. Just going to get rid of that rubbish. So we used, I'll just put our lids on our painters. Okay guys, we used our water painters to colour in the donkey. We used our smoky slate. And we also used the Roco Rose ink. So we used the smoky slate, Roco Rose and the Memento Black. They were our inks. We also used dimensions. We also had our brush for our Gilded Leafing and our water painters. I also used a little bit of the Stampin' Blend, the light old olive. We also used our tear tape, which was gorgeous, and our 2 free products from our celebration, which was our Designer Series paper, and it's the Oh So Ombré and the Darling Donkey stamp set. So these are really gorgeous. Now I just want to share with you a couple of more cards that I made with the donkey. This one will be showing in the beginners class. So this is one of the, on the Great International Craft Show. I'll be sharing how to do this one. And this one I also did with the strawberry paper, which is really gorgeous, which is in our catalogue. So you can sort of see you can really mix and match your cards around and still get beautiful cards. Well, I hope you liked our little tips today and that you enjoyed that. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you at Stamping with Teresa again soon. Bye for now.